Welcome to the 43rd episode of Generation Gap Book Reviews. I'm Christy the mom.
And I'm Lena the daughter.
Happy April Fool's Day, everybody.
Did you notice I try to do it like how you do it sometimes?
Yeah. I have very different ways of doing it, so.
And I'm Lena the daughter.
I'm Logan the dad.
Special guest!
Like cameo appearance. It does work out perfectly that April Fool's is on Wednesday, isn't it? That we normally
Right?
put
I
these out on
know, so
Wednesdays.
perfect.
So, in this episode, we are going to be talking about all things Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. I'm going to say up front, we've never really done this, but there's a lot out there about this right now because the movie, at the time of our recording, the movie is
Coming out today. Well, premiered yesterday.
technically premiered last night.
Yeah.
By the time this goes up, it'll have been out for a few weeks, and by the time it goes up, we'll have watched the movie. We haven't yet. There's a lot out there, a lot more than was ever out there when it was just the book.
Yeah.
We're still going to try really hard not to spoil what we think is a spoiler about the book, even though if you see anything about the movie, you'll be spoiled. I'll say this right now. If you are at all interested in this book, maybe just go ahead and read it.
Yeah.
Before you get spoiled on everything that's out there, because the author himself said that there's a specific element that he did understand people thought of as a spoiler in the book, and although I've also seen a lot of people when I first read it, I was disappointed that a lot of people still talked about this element, but I kept it quiet for my own reviews at least.
Yeah.
But he said that in the movie they didn't really feel like it could still be a spoiler because they kind of needed to use it to promote the movie in a way.
Yeah.
So that being said, if you listen to this podcast or if in any other way you've heard about this book and you at all might be interested and you haven't already been spoiled on certain elements, which is unlikely, but
if you haven't, well, don't watch the trailer first.
First of all, don't watch the trailer for the movie. Second, just go read the book like as soon as possible or listen to the audiobook, which we're also going to talk about. Okay, all of that aside, most people have heard of The Martian, a movie with Matt Damon in it, and that came out several years ago. That was a book originally written by Andy Weir, and he's written another book since then called Artemis. I haven't read it. It's not as well liked apparently, but I'll get to it. But anyway, 4 or 5 years ago, I think, I was looking around on NetGalley, the website that I use to get advanced reader copies, and I saw he had another book coming out. So I requested it, thinking it was a long shot because the bigger name authors, the bigger name publishing companies, they don't really let people, just puny little bloggers like me, get these ARCs. But I was approved. So, okay, I liked The Martian. By that point, I had both watched the movie and read the book, and I liked it. And I read the book, and it pretty much immediately I would put it in my top 3 books ever. Like it's hard to compare things like different age group books at least if I'm talking about just adult books, top 3.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was my absolute single standout book for the entire year, and immediately told my husband, you need to read this. He actually got the audiobook and listened to the audiobook, and he was like texting me while he was getting to certain parts and talking about getting emotional or whatever. I can't really say any details because it would be spoilers, but he was so into it, and I loved reliving it actually through him. And then I bought the book, and I then later listened to the audiobook, and have listened to the audiobook now twice.
Yep, it's true.
More recently, even though you're not really into sci-fi, because of just how much I know it's sci-fi, but I love the book so much that I said, Lena, I really think you should read this.
Yeah, and then it wasn't on my short list, and then the movie was coming out, and especially Dad was like, we have to watch this in theaters. So then
I was okay whether we did or didn't. And I think what I had figured was if you had read it by the time that the movie came out, then we'd probably go see it in the theater if you liked it.
Mm-hmm.
If you hadn't, maybe we'd wait. But your dad was, no, we're watching this in the theaters. And I mean, I wasn't going to argue, and so then he was, well, if you want to come with us, you better read it. So you read it too.
Yeah.
And it's kind of funny.
So, you want to know what this book's about, Mom?
I would love to know what this book is about.
So, we start with this guy. He wakes up in space with 2 dead people. He lost his memories. He has to try to get him back and figure out why he's here and what's going on. So basically, he's in space to try to save Earth.
Okay, what'd you like about this book?
Stuff I can't say.
So I'll talk about what I liked, and hopefully Lena will be able to jump in at some point. Ryland Grace is the name of the main character. I don't even think you mentioned that in your synopsis.
Because I forgot he has a name that early.
And he is the POV character throughout the whole book, but it goes back and forth between his time on the ship after he's woken up and the past, as you mentioned that he doesn't have his memories. Well, or I think you said he's slowly starting to remember things.
Mm-hmm.
As he's starting to remember things, we get to see what led to him being on this ship.
Oh.
And what?
I remember that's one of the things I liked about it. It was good at differentiating present tense and past tense.
Oh, yeah. With his time on the ship is present tense, and everything that happened before is past tense.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I have to say that I enjoyed both parts. The stuff in the past kind of flies through time because there's a lot that happens to lead to this, and then the stuff in the present is all much more, well, it's more present, it's more right now. And I don't ever remember it even at any point being like, oh, we gotta go back to this part, because I've had that with other books that have like dual timelines or multiple POVs. Sometimes you, not always, but sometimes you can be like, ugh, I don't really want to go back to this one, or even if it's not like a ugh, but it's like, this is fine, but I really prefer the other one. I remember it was you're right there and you're getting information as it's relevant. He's getting information as it's relevant to what he needs while he's in the present time, and it all flows really well. It was very engaging and very captivating. This is a long book. It's not exactly short.
No, it's like 500 something.
I read this in 2 days.
I read it in 3 days.
That's pretty quick. I mean, which is because not suddenly I had more time to read or you had more time to read, but because we made the time to read, because we wanted to read it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, for reference sake, I'm reading a book right now that's about the same length, and I've been reading it for 2 days, and I'm only like
a quarter,
maybe a quarter into it. It's going to take me, based on my current pace, it's going to take me at least a week to finish it, because a book that long normally would take me 4 to 5 days at least. This one was just so fast because I wanted to come back to it. It was so good.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of characters, understandably, overall in the book, especially not a lot that are given much like screen time, so to speak, quote unquote.
Yeah.
But they're still good. Like, I really like the characterization. There's at least one character in the past, a major character that Grace ends up working closely with that I think is well written for what this character at least is meant to be. And Grace, though, as Lena mentioned in the synopsis, is alone on the ship because the other astronauts that went up with him died.
They died.
He fortunately is not completely alone in this broadest sense of the word for the entire book, or even in the present time for the entire book. He has something of a counterpart that can spur him on when he's ready to give up, and vice versa. And there is a kind of relationship that develops here that is a highlight of the book, would you say?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's definitely one of
Pretty
my likes.
much you think it's a space book, but it's really a friendship book.
See, it was very engaging, as you said, because I read it in 3 to 4 days, and I remember there was a time, like while you were making dinner or something, I came down with the book and was just standing in the kitchen reading it, and then I was very distracted by it. So, because I was nearing the end, and I was like, stuff's gonna happen. So.
And humorous.
There's
plenty of stuff that make you laugh.
Yeah.
How many things are we left with that we like to like sort of say to each other or do to each other because of this book?
Oh, so many.
So, Lena, is there anything you did not like about the book?
Mm-hmm. This didn't change my rating, but space. I mean, nope. Sorry. What? I love space. Sci-fi stuff. I'm very bad with science. So like reading it, I'm like, E equals MC square. So, yeah.
Yeah, the math and the science were, over my head, but I think he does a good job of, as far as I understand, Andy Weir, any math and science that could be real is real.
Yeah.
There might be some stuff that he had to kind of advance on, but this is near future for sure, if not meant to be like right now. And there are times when I would zone out a bit, and I would kind of just skip down to where he gives the conclusion, what this taught him.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I didn't mind that.
I just thought of something else, but you can continue what you're saying.
Other main thing I want to say, especially since we haven't made a secret of the fact that we're Christians, and
Oh
I don't,
yeah, that's
I
what I was
have
thinking.
no idea if people that listen to this are Christians or not, but those who are, I think it's important to mention that this book takes evolution
And says it's real,
to a truth
like
level, and
truth, which makes some. It's because some of the things in the book are like extremely unrealistic because of since evolution isn't real and stuff like that. And evolution is unscientific, which is
right. So when I say
strange,
he makes
but...
up the science he needs to make up, he does it here. And some of what
Yeah.
he does here, some of what happens in this book that he calls evolution, I would just say that may actually be something that you could do, but it's adaptation. Because
Yeah.
adaptation is something we can visibly see in the world.
Yeah.
Evolution is not something you can prove by any means.
Mhm.
It's all just speculation. But he takes it to the level of it is 100% accurate.
Yeah.
So it didn't ruin the book for me, obviously.
No, yeah.
But I think it's important to know, and I think that if you're going to read it, or if you're going to let a teen read it or something, that it's something to definitely have a discussion about.
Yeah.
So, man, what do you rate this book?
5 stars.
I would hope so. It's 5 stars for me too. I would give it more if I could.
Even though it's kind of strange, usually some books we are like it's 5 stars because we didn't have anything in the dislike, but we had things in the dislike.
Yeah, it wasn't
and it
enough.
wasn't.
I mean,
No,
I definitely think it's
minor
important
things
to mention the evolution part and
yeah.
stuff, but I still like the story so much. If I rated lower stars for anything that had content that went against Christianity, went against God's laws,
that would be a lot.
I would read most books. And who do you recommend it to?
People.
I mean, you don't have to like sci-fi.
Yeah.
You don't have to know math and science really at
No.
all. I think even Andy Weir in that video I watched of him recently, basically what he said was, it's not like people are going to get to the end of the book and have to take a test.
Yeah,
so you
I
don't
know.
have
I
to
was like,
follow
thank
it. You don't have to
goodness.
understand it.
Yeah.
I mean, I recommended it to you. And
Yeah. I would say 15 and up, yeah. Unless maturity level. Check maturity level on some things.
In the past, some of the past scenes, there are a couple of characters, one particular one, who got a little bit risque in what he would say, and very blunt with it. So it's a minor part of the whole thing that there is definitely some talk of physical relations, not in a like explicit like would make you blush. Yeah, you might be on the edge of blushing, especially Lena at 15. So, but it was short.
Made me laugh.
It didn't last. It wasn't overall too long.
Yeah.
So that wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
So as far
Pretty
as maturity
bizarre.
level,
Yeah.
Overall I'd
So,
say 15
people.
and up is probably good. And anybody who really likes just compelling fiction, it really, again, you don't have to like
Yeah.
sci-fi.
I really didn't know what I was getting into. I was like, this is a long book about science. But then something else happened, and I was like, okay, I adore this book now. So,
I mean, I really
Yeah.
I don't think there's anybody I would say probably wouldn't really like it. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sure there are some people who wouldn't, but because there's always somebody who doesn't like a book. So now we're going to move on to, we're going to get to the movie in a little bit, but first we're going to talk about the audiobook, because I have read the book and I've listened to the audiobook twice. And this audiobook is amazing.
Your favorite?
One of my favorites. It is, and it's also much loved. Like, people talk about it a lot. So
It's true.
it's narrated by Ray Porter, and I didn't know all of this I didn't know all of this either time that I listened to it, but I have since, because there's a lot of
Discovered.
stuff going on around the movie coming out and everything.
I mean, that
And-
came out.
Around the movie coming out as a general ongoing situation.
Okay.
Heard more than one time. I think there's 3 different ways that I've heard, or 3 different places that I've heard. He doesn't read the books in advance anymore, because he used to think that was what he needed to do, was read the books and then narrate them so he would know what he should be doing in each scene or whatever. And he said now he just reads them for cold while he's recording, and while he might make more mistakes and has to go back and fix things, it comes out better. And I can tell you, it really makes a difference. There's emotional stuff in this book, and his emotions while reading and narrating are real, and you can feel it. Like, I just figured, he's that good, but these are real emotions that are coming across that he's feeling while you're listening to it and also are feeling it. It's actually makes it incredible. Plus, there's a specific element in the book that can't really explain without giving some stuff away, but different than just regular reading, regular words, that how that is done in the audiobook is also really cool. And overall, this is a special, unique kind of audiobook that if you are an audiobook listener at all, I highly
highly
recommend.
recommend it.
And whether you read it and then listen to the audiobook or just listen to the audiobook, that's really up to you. But segueing then to the movie, as we already said, if you're interested in any of this at all, definitely, I mean, I would recommend you read the book first. But at this point, if you've already been spoiled on certain aspects of the movie, I'm sorry, hate to say it, but it's never going to be the same for you
You're right.
as it would have been if you hadn't been. But anyway, when we started recording this podcast, we had not seen the movie yet.
Yes, and
We have
now we have.
We're finishing this podcast after seeing the movie. So we're going to talk about the movie. Again, spoiler free, even the spoiler that is not a spoiler for trailers. You're going to, again, if you haven't read this at all, you are going to be spoiled on this soon if you haven't already been. So
Yeah.
we don't want to be the ones to spoil you on it. So we're not going to talk about that element. But in regards to
The movie.
In regards to how well it was adapted from the book, what do you think, Lena?
It was a really good adaptation, like a lot better than some movies have been from books. So like highly impressive.
Having listened to the audiobook again fairly recently, I was aware more than I kind of wish I was about things that were different, but most of it I can't help it. I can't turn off my memory of the book. I can't ignore it. I'm just not that kind of person. But most of it, I'm like, okay, I understand this. I get this. I understand why you do this. This is maybe for time. This is for visual effect or whatever. There were a few things that I was just like, I don't really understand why you did this differently. Or, oh man, I really feel like, you kind of missed something. We missed out on something from this. But none of it was something that it really threw it off and made me not enjoy it or
No,
anything.
it was really, really good.
Now,
in my opinion.
Now, just in regards to a movie in general, adaptation aside,
it was a really good movie. Oh
so
my gosh.
Good.
Literally amazing.
I mean, how many times was I wiping away tears, both of laughter and emotional?
Yes. I mean, I didn't actually tear up that much, but that's because I don't know.
Oh man, I remember laughing so hard sometimes, and
it was humorous. It was very humorous, and yeah, it was really good. Oh my gosh, I really really enjoyed it, and I was engaged, and I was. There were some really beautiful moments.
Yeah, like visually beautiful.
Yeah, that too, and plus they didn't use green screens, so it's like CGI and stuff. And like some other thing, I don't remember what they. I heard that recently.
And then they had a lot of practical. They had practical effects too.
No.
Yeah, I have to admit there are some parts that I worried. I was like, man, did they give enough information there? Am I only following this as well as I am because I read the book and I know exactly where and I know what's happening and what's going to happen. I couldn't. I mean, we literally at this point cannot tell you if you've never read the book how the movie will go for you in regards to if you'll follow it all really well, if there's anything you might be lost on. But from two people who have read the book, we think the movie is great. So Project Hail Mary, to sum up,
highly approved.
5 stars for a book, 5 stars for an audiobook, 5 stars for a movie.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's it.
Join us next time when we will be reviewing The Gentleman's Spy by Erica Vetch.
Until next time, I'm Christy.
And I'm Lena.
And this is
Generation Gap Book Reviews.